Thank you all for tuning in to another edition of Outside the Shop with me, your host, Daryl D. Lane, to talk about everything that I normally get the chance to talk about in my regular podcast, Barbershop Sports Talk, which you guys can't all find on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, iRadio, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your podcast. Doing a pod last night, no guest on the podcast, just took a break. Show today, so I'm going to give you my chest, so to speak, for the podcast I'm going to be recording tomorrow with Ben Karen, host of the podcast. Going to be NFL as well as college football predictions and talk about the Philadelphia Eagles Thursday night football game. So stay tuned for that. Also, tuning in via Twitter/Periscope, YouTube live stream, and live. Check on the description below, and you can now see what I'm talking about today. But you can see some content on the YouTube. One is coordinators, Dallas Cowboys. They have a couple coordinators that could be head coaches. Check to see who that is. And also, San Francisco 49ers is Kyle right thing with Trey Lance. That's also about a 4-minute clip on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys. So first, let's start about this. So with the whole John Gruden thing, I don't feel like people have done a good job of saying what he said. We know about the DeMaurice Smith or the rubber lips comment, but I think there's so much more that was said. So I kind of want to get this out to you guys here. So he used racist, sexist, transphobic language in the emails. And this dated from 2010 2018, and this was before John Gruden was coaching the Las Vegas Raiders, formerly Oakland Raiders. He was at ESPN doing Monday Night Football with Mike. So he attacked the commissioner. He called him the F word, ending with a G, for a gay slur. He also clueless, anti-football, the P word. That's what that is. So he did that. He insulted Roger Goodell, called him out of his name. What I thought was also very interesting is he called Joe Biden. He got kind of political. He talked about Joe Biden. He said Joe Biden is a clueless, nervous P word. He also said some things about Barack Obama and his reelection. Like he said, Eric Reed should be fired for kneeling during the national anthem. Was being protested against police brutality. Some other things that Gruden said, which I think the most craziest thing I heard him say, this is the kicker right here. He said that he singled out some individual targets of hate language, one which included Caitlyn Jenner. Obviously, she is a transgender. He mocked when she won the award, an ESPY award in 2015 after transitioning. He also talked about Brian Glazer, whose family owns the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this is also was going to get into why he was taken out of the Ring of Honor. He basically talked about should perform oral sex on him and say offer basically. So a lot of distasteful things right here that you just can't say. And he also accused Roger Goodell of basically forcing Jeff Fisher's hand and called Michael Sam slurs out of his name as well. So John Gruden kind of attacked everybody. He attacked groups, whether it be racially, sexually, sexual orientation wise, gender. He got into a lot of different stuff that, taboo. So now with all that, we have all that information now. I want to get to this part. So John Gruden was taken out of the ring. I'm not big with taking a racing history, right? He won a Super Bowl with Tampa. They decided to put him in. I mean, I'm always like, he probably knew what type of guy he was before. It's like he criticized you, now want to take him out, which is fine. It's their right. It's people in Tampa Bay. If he truly talking that way about the owner, then they own the team, so they can do whatever they damn well please. But I will say this, as somebody who lives in Buffalo Bills fan, James Orenthal Simpson is in the Buffalo Bills Ring of Honor, and we all know OJ's trouble, to say the least, with double murders, right? Nicole and right? Well, what happened with that issue? So OJ, probably most of us can agree, best guy in the world. He's still in the Bills Ring of Honor. OJ's also in the Hall of Fame. I think also what's happened is these emails. John Gruden will never be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I think he's a name that could have been considered, is going to get voted into the Hall of Fame now, because before they have like 6 players or whatever, but a specific coach. So every be voted in the Hall of Fame. And this is supposed to help guys like as these guys retire. I believe Mike Shanahan's not in the Hall of Fame. This would have been rude, particularly if he could have won a Super Bowl with the Raiders. Now, this ends that. John would be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, because of this. So this has kind of affected a lot of stuff. I'm not all, again, down history. When the whole Penn State sex child molestation, as awful as that is, right? I was not a fan of taking Joe Paterno's he was the winningest coach in college football history. They took all those wins away. I was not a fan of that history, just because maybe people do bad and awful things. I think we can compartmentalize what happened. A lot of people think Michael Jackson did some unseemly things with children, and where that was. And a lot of people still listen to Michael Jackson's music. I sure listen to Michael Jackson's music. Right? I think he's arguably the greatest musician ever, actually. I do this musician ever. But that's a story for another day. But not a fan of erasing history. I'm really not. Warren Sapp has had legal trouble. Has done some other things that aren't the best of character, right? Won the Ring of Honor for Tampa. Also, Antonio Brown is employed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We know the crazy behavior Antonio Brown has had over the years. Antonio Brown has had. There's a reason why when he first got to Tampa, he had to stay with Tom Brady. It wasn't because Antonio Brown was a model citizen. It wasn't because Antonio Brown just needed a place to stay and it was coincidentally with Tom Brady. No, it was because Antonio Brown was becoming unhinged and was doing some not very good things at the time. So Raiders owner Mark Davis, son of the Raiders great, passed on, Al Davis. He was asked about to comment on the email situation, and he said this: ask the NFL. They have all the answers. And this is what gets into what I told you guys. The fix. Mark Davis did not want to fire John Gruden. Now, obviously, they have a good because John Gruden grew up kind of with the Raiders, right? The organization, he's Raiders all the way, right? A maverick. And he wanted, and that's why he brought him back out for Monday Night Football. But Mark Davis did not want this to happen. It did happen. I think Mark Davis is salty because I think that this was done to protect some people in the league office, potentially some owner. Why does my guy have to suffer? Why does what I'm trying to build have to suffer? But you guys all get to just stay here and nobody bothers you guys. When, like I said, there are big on here. Again, I just want to repeat this. There was an investigation going on in the Washington football team business out of all. And these could have been emails like John Gruden sent from another server to the Washington football team, sent other league servers to the Washington football team, and sent from one football team server to Washington football team server. Only get John Gruden. You only get John Gruden. You're investigating the Washington football team for what potentially sexual stuff, the other things, bad workplace environment things that they could have been doing. That's all you found? Something that had to do with the person that wasn't even employed by your organization. All you could find? Hard to believe. Hard to believe. I mean, it could be a coincidence, but one hell of a coincidence. And you know what they always say, mama ain't raised no fool now. Raised no fool. That's what I got to say on that. I think Mark Davis the fix was in. I think he's upset about that. He realizes that he can't. I think maybe they have stuff on him and he doesn't want to get out. But this was some mafia Al Capone type stuff. The NFL just de facto silenced John Gruden. Powerful people. That is a lesson. Powerful people, they will exert their power in the NFL, flex their muscles like you wouldn't believe on John Davis. Not happy about it. So, lastly, I want to give a Daryl Lane top 10 NFL power rankings. 10, the Cincinnati Bengals lost the Packers. I think the Bengals are a pretty good team. Good secondary play. They have good tackling, good solid one-on-one tackling, solid 7. You just can't easily run the ball on them. They have Joe Burrow, who had 15 or so quarterbacks in the NFL, good decision maker. Jamar Chase, their connection is special. The only thing they really don't have is a good offensive line, but they have everything else. At number the Browns, even though they lost the Chargers, the Browns, they still have the best running game, best offensive line in all of football. Baker Mayfield still quarterback. They have the talent on defense. Cleveland Browns at number 9, Lamar Jackson. How much more does he have to prove? Spectacular performance on Monday Night Football against the Colts. That lands the Ravens at number 8. At number 7, I'm going with the Gruden and Devontae. Just an absolutely stunning combination. They have a very solid running game with Aaron Jones. It could be better. The defense, it goes through spurts, but when the defense bend but not break, they always do that. So I'm going with the Packers at number 7. And at number 6, I'm going with the LA Chargers. You can make an argument that the Chargers are the best team in the AFC. You could make that argument. They put up 40 on a very good Cleveland Browns defense. Justin Herbert, one of the best quarterbacks in this league. They have pretty good wide receivers. I think with guys like Joey Bosa, and Derwin James. Kenneth Murray. Dallas Cowboys at number 5. They have one of the most well-balanced teams in all of football. They have very good secondary players like a Trayvon Diggs. They have good linebackers like a Micah Parsons. They have solid guys on the defensive line that can get pressure on the quarterback like a Randy Gregory. They have a very good running game with multiple running backs. They have a top 10 quarterback. They have multiple wide receivers. They have everything you could want. And the Cowboys could move up even higher on these rankings, folks. And number 4, I'm going with the LA Rams, Matthew Stafford. I trust Sean McVay. Stafford, top 5 quarterback coach combination, always deadly. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Van Jefferson, Jackson, Tutu Atwell. They have a very good defense, obviously, with guys like Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. Stunning team, and it's going to be a force in the NFC West and the NFC North. Number 3, I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals. They moved down, actually. No, they did not move down. I still have – actually, no, I think they did, actually, for my last rankings. Don't quote me on that officially, but they did move down. You might ask why they're not number 1. Tough win against the 49ers. Not taking anything away. The 49ers are a very good team, but if you should listen to the description down below on my opinion on Kyle Shanahan and Trey Lance, how that performance went down, but maybe I'm not about it. Don't maybe have too much respect for that team. They won a game. It's always good when you can win a game different ways. But right now, I need to see a little bit more before I can move them here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they just got done throttling Miami Dolphins. Just throttling them. The Miami Dolphins have one of the better secondaries in the NFL with guys like Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. Brian Flores, coach defense. You have to give them respect there. So Brady's in his back right now. He threw for 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are number 2. And at number 1, Mafia, baby. Let's go, Buffalo. Hey, 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 hey. The Bills are number 1. I keep asking my friend Ben Karen, how many more blowout? No, the Pittsburgh Steelers loss was bad. That was a bad loss. That's like in college football. Have that one kind of stunning loss opening week against the JV team, right? Against the Cold Carolinas of the world, right? But since then, we blew out Washington, blew out Houston. We blew out who else? I'm forgetting this right now. We blew out Washington. We blew out Houston. We blew out some other team that I can't remember. We blew out the Dolphins, and we blew out the Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, in Arrowhead on Sunday Night Football. Even when they rained delayed, we still blew them out and took it to them. Give the Bills their respect. Give the Bills national respect, everybody. How many teams need to get blown out before every power ranking has the Bills number 1? How many more people have to, quote unquote, die? I don't mean literally die, but how many fans have to be disappointed because we're just slaughtering them? How many more? How many more casualties do there need to be? Please, I need answers, folks. How many more casualties do there need to be till we make you guys a believer? Do we need to just start putting 50-0 on people? We just keep blowing out these teams by more than 10 points. I don't know what else people want. And we're going to do that against the Tennessee Titans. We're going to embarrass them. They're winning their division right now. You want us to embarrass another division winner? We can do that. On to the next. On to the next. That's just what we do in Buffalo, and that's why they're the number 1 team in the NFL without a doubt. And that's all we have for this edition of Outside the Shop. Everybody, thank you. Everybody, and God bless.